So we are headed to Space 220. You can see Christian back there getting ready. We are headed to Space 220 and we are so excited. We've been trying to get a reservation here forever, and we were lucky to snag one with some friends, but they ended up not being able to come. But we were still able to keep the reservation for us, which we're so happy. It is an 8:30 reservation, so it's super late. I don't know if Epcot closes at 9 tonight or at 10 since it's Friday, but I'm sure it's one of the last reservations. So we had to kind of like eat a snack beforehand. I have heard mixed reviews about it, so we will see what we think. So we got this thing. Some kind of boarding pass. Alright, thank you. Oh man. This is pretty official. You see?
I want to go to space.
So excited.
Epcot Station, this is Centauri Control. You are confirmed go for departure. Stand by for liftoff.
Roger, Centauri. Standing by. Welcome aboard the Stellarator. In just a few moments, you'll be on your way up to Space 220 aboard the Centauri space station. Enjoy the ride.
Sounds like we're all set, friends. You guys ready to go up to space?
You are clear for departure. Initiating in 3, 2, 1, liftoff.
You're riding aboard the Mark V Stellarator, the latest in space elevator engineering. Looks like we lucked out tonight. The atmosphere is clear, and we have a spectacular view of the eastern seaboard. Enjoy your journey. I'll be back in a bit with arrival information.
SV1, we are on our final approach.
Roger that. If you look above, you'll see Centauri Space Station coming into view. Once we dock, gather your belongings and exit through the open air lock. A Space 220 agent will be waiting for you.
SV1 cleared for
Gravity generator active.
airlock activated. Docking complete.
And with that, friends, welcome to Space 220. You guys can follow me out right this way.
Thank you so much. Oh man, this is pretty sweet. Look at that.
Hydroponics.
Hi.
Nate? Right up.
It was fantastic.
Have we been in space before?
No.
Welcome. This is our wine room. Always need our menu.
Pretty amazing. So it looks like you scan this little code for the menu. So we're gonna do that and see what they've got. So we've got the dinner menu. So it's $79 per person. You get an appetizer, which are liftoff, star course, which is your entree, and supernova sweets, which is your dessert. Ooh, space bed pie, that sounds good. Satellite sides. And also you can tell them when you have allergies. So I have corn and egg. So I told them that ahead of time. So we should be taken care of there. Pretty sweet. I don't know if I can get both of us in here. Where are you? Well, okay. What was your initial thought of what we experienced so far? The elevator.
I mean, kind of shocked and awe. It's kind of incredible the fact that like mean, obviously I've never been to space.
I have.
It's pretty incredible. As somebody who works in the restaurant industry, it's like all of the things that have taken place. Like even back here, like you can see an astronaut on a spacewalk, like being pulled away.
It's pretty sweet. I thought the elevator up was pretty cool.
Yeah, no,
and
the
you
elevator
can see the Epcot ball when you're leaving Earth.
Yeah, the way they have it set up. I mean, imagine a Google Earth, but like a Google Earth image, but like very, very realistic, making its way up. I don't know. It's pretty breathtaking to say the least.
This one's kind of like a peach and tangerine of a dreamsicle with the vodka there.
I'm not going to have a lunch menu too. That's right, you were telling me that. Ship over there too.
Look at this guy is like flying a spaceship. So the lady was telling us that the sun sets at the same time as it does for the rest of us. And so you can probably tell it's a little light in the bottom corner. It's that way you drink. I was like, what is that?
Oh yeah.
It's the
Aliens.
ice cubes in this lady's drink.
It's aliens.
It's aliens. So basically, if you know from the videos before, the Earth was lighter and now it's darker because the sun has set. So that's pretty cool. Alright, so I decided to go with the roasted beet salad for my appetizer. And mind you, I don't remember if I mentioned this already, I have an egg and a corn allergy. So if you have any of these allergies, these are okay. So the roasted beet salad for my appetizer, the slow roasted Crystal Valley chicken for my entree, and then for dessert, which is actually kind of what I eat for breakfast most days, I got the parfait because I know I'm good with like Greek yogurt and fruit and all that. So that's what I got. So we'll see what happens with that. What did you get?
I'm gonna do they call it the Neptuna tartare. I'm gonna do that as my appetizer. Let's see here. I did the pan-roasted swordfish cioppino. I normally don't do swordfish. I'm kind of jumping out on a big one here. I wanted to try something different. I want to see what they're doing with that. And then for dessert, I'm gonna go with the old standby of a chocolate cheesecake. So I also ordered their version of an old fashioned. They call it a black hole fashion.
Oh wow.
I got it. Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. You saw the little lid. It had a lemongrass smoke in it. So what I'm assuming they did is they make these little like smoke guns that you load up, and it's got like a little hose to it, and they probably just smoked it up and just blew it all in there. Lemongrass and just dried lemongrass and probably blew it in there. But I mean,
Does it smell good?
yeah, give it a smell.
Smells good.
So I'm not sure exactly what's in it. It does, if you look closely at like the, if you look closely at the ice cube here, you can kind of see like a little bit of a blue hue. I'm assuming it's probably like blue carousel with Woodford Reserve. Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I've had some really, really good ones. I would put this up there in at least the top 3 of ones we've had. You've been with me when I've had at least another one that's hit that top 3, and that was at Big Fire
Yeah.
at Universal.
That one's pretty amazing. The maple bacon or something.
Yeah,
the maple bacon.
yeah, it was maple bacon old fashioned. It was made with a maple syrup whiskey.
Yeah, that's hard to
Which,
top. It's
I
like
mean,
breakfast, but
Well,
also
and it was garnished with a cherry, an orange, and a piece of beef jerky. I mean, you really can't, you know. There's a really close top 3. You know, top 3s.
Pretty good.
That's better than pretty good.
So this is the appetizer. The edamame is in it.
It's got a mango coulis, also an avocado coulis.
This is what mine looks like. I got the meat salad. I just had an accidental taste of it's a the caramelized goat cheese. That's pretty good. The presentation is very nice too. You got the swordfish. So mine did not come with the size it was supposed to, so she is checking to see why that is.
Yeah,
because it should have came with like squash and zucchini and everything, and it came with like potatoes. So we're not really sure why that is.
24-hour brine chicken breast, which that is. Zucchini, summer squash, ricotta cheese, sun-dried tomato butter, sauce, which it says it's gluten-free, so none of those were right.
Right.
There's no potatoes on that at all.
Yeah, so that's super weird. So I don't know why that happened, but we're going to find out.
It's not something I normally order. I've cooked it 1,000 times in my life. It's pretty good.
I don't think I've ever had swordfish.
Mussels, shrimp, that's why they gave me this. Here's a reason I don't order fish, and I'll be honest with you. Unless it's something that is like blow me away kind of fit. Like I do like shrimp. I love fish stews. I love clam chowder is a great one. I always like ordering clam chowder. I love fish and chips, but fish and chips are very simple food. It's fish fried in a batter. It's not necessarily the fish that you're getting. It's more about the batter. It's more about the fries. This is not bad. I actually really enjoy it. I wish it came with a little bit more of the sauce. The swordfish is great. I'm sure the mussels and the scallops and everything else that's underneath it is gonna be perfect because it's been sitting in that juice. If you like fish, I would recommend it. It's honestly it's a great composed dish. The thing I'm the most interested in at this point is the black garlic toast.
That's interesting. She said that a lot of people kind of get weirded out by the
Because I think that it's burnt, but it's clearly, I mean, what'd you think? A jam maybe on it? You know, it's definitely not burnt.
She hasn't come back yet, so I'm not really sure what's going on with my food. Oh, there she is. Okay, so one thing I don't think I mentioned is that this is actually day 2 of their brand new menu. And I know like we have heard like mixed reviews about everything, but that was the old menu. So like this is a whole new menu. And so this is what mine is actually supposed to look like. Sans the sauce. So what they didn't know is that there is cornstarch in the sauce that comes with the chicken. And I can't do that because it's corn. So, which is funny because for a while we thought I was like gluten-free, but everything gluten-free has corn in it, and then we're like, why am I still sick? Well, it was corn. So just an FYI, if you get the chicken, you can get the chicken, but without the sauce, but you can still get like all the veggies and everything. We're not really sure why the potatoes came out. They got confused and thought it was like a whole like dairy allergy. Oh, that's good. It's pretty good. I think the chicken's pretty good even without the sauce, so I can't even imagine what it tastes like with all this. But I feel like we're closing this place down because we had such a late reservation. I mean, there's still some people here, but like, not as many as when we came. Yeah, but I mean, Epcot's closed. Fireworks show is probably over, so. Yep, but we haven't gotten dessert yet. So I said my dessert I was getting was going to be the parfait, which seemed like a safe bet because it's like Greek yogurt, but apparently it has egg and like the mixture, like they have like a syrup in it. So we're gonna check on the carrot cake. If not, maybe gelato. But if you have an egg allergy, it sounds like there aren't a lot of options for the dessert. And again, this is a brand new menu that they just started like 2 days ago. Can't do the carrot cake either. If you have an egg allergy or a corn allergy, like together, the only thing you can have is a sorbet. So I guess I'm gonna try that. They have 2 flavors, so I'm gonna do 1 scoop of each because you get 2 scoops. But yeah, so that kind of stinks, but it is what it is.
I mean, it's a tough combination. You can't.
Yeah, I mean, I get it.
You can't
'Cause,
hold them to it. It kind of sucks. But
cornstarch is in everything. Even if like you don't think corn is in something, and then like egg is in everything too. So like, and a lot of times like cornstarch will be used to like replace egg, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So cornstarch will be used to replace egg. So unless they're using something like yogurt or something like that, but it really stinks at the parfait. They can't like remove the egg and just because it says like it sounds super healthy. If you look at the parfait like I did and you think, oh, this is a very safe option because it's yogurt and some fruit and yummy things. It's not a safe option. it has definitely egg in it because it's whipped in there. So just beware. Got it. Did I get him? Oh, come back. Oh man, I think I missed it. It was so brief. I don't believe this, but there's cornstarch in the lemon sorbet, and Christian has. Can you see? Can I see you?
yeah, you can see me. Chocolate cheesecake. Simple, easy, but then you see.
The presentation's pretty awesome.
Yeah. It's definitely house made. It's definitely. I feel so bad. Like it's amazing. It's awesome. I mean, it's horrible.
It's not your fault.
I know. Trust me. It's.
So I'm gonna try this strawberry sorbet, which is the only thing you can have on the menu if you have an egg and a corn allergy. So, I mean, it's pretty good actually. You should try some.
Now you know.
It's very. I mean, it's not gonna compare to that, but it's very good. He's gonna try it. So we are basically like, there's those people, but like other than that, we are like closing this place down. Like there's nobody here. We have been
working
in space for a very long time, and I tried so hard to get a video with Space Dog, but then I found out there apparently were like dueling lightsaber people, and we missed out on that too. So I don't know if they ever appeared or if they did and we just weren't looking, but sounds pretty awesome. Yes. Okay, looks like we're going back down to Earth. Thank you. And we will finish our review outside. Thank you. All right. We get to head back down to Earth. Just us.
One more? Okay,
There's one more.
We're so sorry. No, it's not a way to make you feel bad, I promise.
Oh no.
We're just curious.
I work in the industry. I'm a chef.
Okay.
Totally get it. Like I was saying, it's the first time I've closed down a restaurant that I have to work.
Initiating descent in 3, 2, 1. Your journey back to Epcot will be a smooth and quick one tonight, so enjoy the ride.
Smooth and quick.
Epcot is now coming into view. When we dock, gather your belongings, exit through the open airlock, and watch your younger travelers. SC2 cleared for arrival. Air pressure normalized. Docking complete. We hope you enjoyed your visit to Space 220 and look forward to seeing you again soon.
Alright, my friends, right this way. Welcome back to Earth, and we're just gonna exit straight down, okay?
Thank you.
Have a great rest of the night. See you later.
Okay, and what blows my mind about this is that
Let me flip it.
what blows my mind about this is
We're
that
probably gonna be the only people in Epcot right now. How do we even get out? Crew members only. Oh wait,
oh, we
this
gotta
way.
go there.
Don't even know. Okay.
What
So.
blows my mind is like their dedication to the theme. I can tell you in the restaurants that I've worked in, if you're one of the last tables in, and not just the last table in, but like significantly the last table, there's not a whole lot of like friendly goodbyes. It's more like, okay, bye. Like,
Yeah.
Thanks for being here all night.
Right.
And like for them, it was like there's an actual, what I would assume they would consider their job title to be is hostess or whatever. Host was still there.
Yeah.
Like, and was like, hey, we're taking you back to Earth. And you're like, oh, okay, cool. like, and was completely
Hi.
cool about it.
Thank
too.
you.
Thank you.
We have such a long way to walk. Like, I still don't want to do it. I wish we could take a bus, but we can't because we're right over there. Like, kind of sucks. And the boats aren't going to be going anymore. Like, we were there a really long time. So our reservation was 8:30, and it is now like 10. It is 10:36. Okay, so I know it's dark. I don't know how well you can see in the dark. This is like my first time really using this camera like outside of the indoors. So what happened was the only dessert I was able to eat was the strawberry gelato, which because of like my health issues that I have, like I can't eat a lot of like sugars and sweets and stuff. Like I just have a lot of like stomach problems and whatnot. So basically the general manager comes out and talks to us and he apologizes, which him and Christian like had a good time like talking and like talking about the restaurant industry and everything. However, the thing that kind of, not that like we expect any,
Thank you.
not that we like expect any like handouts or anything, but like I was barely able to eat anything and like nothing was comped or like even like discounted or anything. Like we still paid like almost $200 for that meal. So like everything was good. It probably would have been really good if I could have like eaten anything, but
Right.
and plus like we had told them, like they asked us if we were celebrating anything, which we're on our honeymoon, so yeah, we just got married Monday. But like no one really like said congratulations or anything until the end. So like I don't know why they ask you about celebrations if they don't do anything about it.
Right.
But it's like those two things together. I don't know. I would just kind of expect more, which I have someone who is into the industry right here. So I'm not just being like a crazy person.
Oh, no, I mean, here's the deal. If I were to give this like out of 10, you know, honestly, I would say it'd be a solid 8.5. I mean,
Yeah.
here's the deal. The atmosphere is easily 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
You
it's
can't-
awesome. Okay, so we were headed to.
This is a first experience.
Yeah, this is not. We are never here this late ever. So anyway, like our reservation, like I said, ran really super late, but so we were just trying to walk back to Boardwalk, and they were like, "No, you have to take a bus," which we had just said, "I wish there was a bus because I don't want to walk all the way over there again." But here we are. I guess there is a bus. They have a bus waiting for us, so that's really nice of them. Look at that. But anyway, going back to our whole like experience, it would have been cool. Needed more space dogs. Maybe add in some space cats. Would have been awesome. Also, foods that are like very allergy friendly. Cause and I don't know. I just would expect a little more than what we got than like a hey, sorry, I feel bad.
We were told to head towards
The buses?
head towards the bus.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. I'm sure your woman stopped out though. We're just eating late. Trust me, I don't want to be out this late either. I should be in bed. Anyway, I know they're just doing their jobs. We love our cast members.
We're not.
If I get in trouble, I'm just trying to go home. How do I get home? I would teleport if I could. Good night. Anyway, so that's how I feel about it. But we're getting up to the Epcot Ball, so I want to kind of like video some of that because it's beautiful right now.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so how did you feel about the experience? We're really tired, and don't mind my hair because it's been a very long day. Closing out the park was really interesting. But yeah, I just wish that I would have had like more food options.
I should have known better when you see that it says no substitutions on the menu. As a chef, it's something that I understand. I get it, especially with the prefix menu. So having options for allergies is harder.
But usually Disney's really good with allergies.
Right.
It's just, I know this combination is really difficult. It was just very interesting because, like, and I should explain that, like, okay, they sent out the wrong plate of food than what I had ordered and what we had, like, agreed upon. And they said that, like, they had assumed I had a full, like, dairy allergy. And so they sent me out something completely different than what I actually ordered. And then it seemed like there wasn't a lot of communication between, like,
Right.
like the server and the people making the food, and there were just some wires crossed there.
Right.
And so, like, we were able to keep the other food that was there, but, like, this is already a 3-course meal. Like, I can only eat so much. But, you know, I order a whole other thing, and they're like, oh, you can't have that. And then I almost ordered, you know, the carrot cake because they were like, you can have the carrot cake and you can have the sorbet. And then I'm like, okay, but should we double check the carrot cake for, like, cornstarch? And so she's like, oh, let me check. So it was like, if I hadn't asked that, like, there's a possibility, like, I'd probably be in a lot of pain right now. But also, even this with the sorbet, it's like I wasn't even safe there because, you know, one of the flavors had cornstarch in it as well. And so I wasn't able to have that either. So, and then it was like just going back and forth, and, like, it ended up making our reservation last, like, several hours. But then also, you know, the general manager coming out and, like, apologizing and all of that, and, like, you would expect at that point that maybe there would be, like, some kind of something like discount or something, you know, because it was like I barely got to eat my, like, $80 meal, so, like, or $70 meal or whatever it is, and so, like, that's a lot of money to, like, not have a lot, like, not to have any options really. I had none, so
Right.
That was kind of disappointing that that's how they handled it. And that's just, like, and that's not trying to be, like, entitled. It's like this man works in the food industry. Like,
Right.
like, you know, like, I mean, that's what.
Well, the thing is too
They
is the
do.
fact that they change their menu every 6 months or so we've been told. They've been open for a year and a half, which would essentially mean that they've changed that menu 3 times. I understand tweaking and understanding, and even our server came out. The general manager also alluded to it as well. You know, obviously this is a learning experience for them. All that being said, I mean, I think I said earlier, 8.5. I mean, the atmosphere, 10 out of 10, easy. I mean, you can't pretend to go to space, you know.
Yeah.
and I mean, honestly, the experience was, I mean, again, 10 out of 10 on an atmosphere level.
Other than the fact that, like, this whole part of the experience kind of took us out of the element of, like, you're in space, it's like a special occasion kind of thing. And
Sure.
all of that. Which, speaking of special occasions, like, even at the beginning, they're like, oh, are you celebrating anything? We're like, we just got married, like, this week. And, like, there wasn't anything to do with that. So, like, it was really interesting that they asked that, but, like, they didn't congratulate us when they came to our table, or, like, you know, there wasn't anything, like, special or anything.
No, the only thing they asked right off the bat was what allergies and who had the allergies, and they wanted us to kind of explain them, which is totally fine.
Yeah.
I would rather them come and ask and figure out exactly what it is that needs to be done, but overall experience, you know, I give it 8.5 out of 10 only because the atmosphere was such a great thing. Everything about my meal was great. I enjoyed everything about my meal. I think that if there wasn't an allergy involved, I mean, absolutely, you would have enjoyed. You
Oh,
would have
yeah,
enjoyed the
yeah.
meal. I mean, you yourself, even with the chicken, you yourself were like, the chicken dish. Once it was corrected and figured out, obviously you couldn't have the sauce with it. But even without the sauce, that should say something.
Mm-hmm.
If
But again, like, that was another thing that it was like, oh, you can have the chicken, and like they thought we could have a sauce because it's like it's a butter sauce. But
day 2 of a menu, day two of a menu. I mean, dude, if it were me, if anyone were ever to listen to this review, and it'd be like, somebody from that, they're a third party. They're not Disney.
Mm-hmm.
That's the other thing. Like, Disney's really, really great about food allergies. Really, really great about accommodating to that. This is a third party. They themselves are like, we're not affiliated with Disney.
Even so, like, I noticed that like Disney does not really recognize corn allergies. Like, when I look at allergy menus, because I've gotten a few on this trip, like, they have egg allergies, but like corn allergies are like not really a part of that process. And so I think that maybe that's just something that it might help if they were a little more educated on that.
And it's a tough one to be educated on,
Yeah, it's in so many things. You think like, oh, I'm gonna get something that doesn't have corn on top of it, but there's like so many things that are made from corn. So like, and this is like part of like a mystery illness I've been dealing with for 3 years. And at first we thought I had a gluten allergy, which I did for a while, and then it just like went away. But now I have these other allergies. But everything that's gluten free is made with corn instead of wheat, and so like it's just hard. It's so hard to tell. I thought it was good. Like, I really like the beet salad was really good. If I was able to eat things, I'm sure like I would have enjoyed it 100%. But there also needs to be more space dog. Just saying.
Yeah.
And some space cats. I'm kind of disappointed there aren't any space cats. Like 0 space cats.
Well, we were told by the server that it sounds like they're gonna think about doing things that are holiday themed. So how can they make space Christmas themed? How can they make Easter...
we make space seasonal?
Right, exactly. Which I think would be interesting. Again, I mean, probably the most money we've spent on a meal or a meal experience, a dining experience.
Until tomorrow when we go to Cinderella's royal table, so that should be fun.
Yeah, that should be a fun review. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
8 out of 10? You would give it about 8 out of 10?
Well, for that particular experience, I'd probably give it more like a 6 or 7, because just all the running back and forth and everything.
Right. Yeah.
Was just kind of chaotic, and.
So what we would probably meet in the middle of at about a 7.
Yeah.
7.5. Yeah. Somebody who's been in the industry for 20 years. I saw some things with food that I haven't seen in a while, or
it
at
was
all.
Creative for sure.
Or at all, and it just, I think maybe a little more of a allergy friendly, a little bit more willingness to fix certain situations. I think we would go back, but I think we'd go back for maybe a cheaper option, maybe more like lunch or more like something of that nature, where it's like, hey, or maybe set
or
up
a more accommodating menu.
Right, or set up at the bar, because from what we understand, you can set up at the bar and you can order things more a la carte than you can the prefix menu. So, that beet salad with a nice glass of wine or something. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Would where you're walking away spending.
That would have been perfect for me.
Walking away spending $20.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay, that's a $20 salad. I could see that happening. Or if you had $12 glass of wine or whatever. 3 parks one day.
Yeah.
We
apparently closed out Epcot, which was not intentional whatsoever.
No.
We got yelled at by a few people, like, where are you going?
What are you doing?
Yeah, we're like, I just want to go home.
We've cleaned that part of the park, which is funny to hear, especially the difference between walking in and walking out. We could barely get to the other end of the park without running into people, and now it's like we've already cleaned that entire side.
Yeah.
We've cleaned that entire side of the park.
On our way in, we're like, there's so many people, and then on our way out, we're like, why are we the only ones here? So that was our experience. So I hope that's helpful, especially if you have allergies.
Time for bed.
Add some space cats. Time for bed. Good night.
Good night. Bye-bye.